All right, welcome to Excelsior Springs Baptist Church Youth Group Home Edition. Things have been a little crazy with the quarantine. We've been in quarantine for now 8 days. I've got my 3-4 day quarantine beard going on. But yeah, so things have been a little crazy. I'm sure everyone is loving all of their family members, enjoying their kids, all their activities, burning lots of energy. What an exciting and fun time. So a few quick announcements for youth group. I know I said we're going to do this relationship series, but since there's like this 6 feet quarantine thing, we're going to talk about that later when all this is over. So for the next few weeks or however long we have to do the home edition of church, we're going to be doing stuff a little differently. Also, update on Young Christians Weekend. Branson or Young Christians Weekend, Civil Water City, has yet to announce anything. However, the Newsboys have already canceled on their website. So if the Newsboys aren't coming, I'm going to assume the whole thing is probably canceled. So count on Young Christians Weekend not happening. Alright, so back to some of the crazy things that have happened during quarantine. What are some crazy things that have happened during your life? Comment down below, show me some pictures, some videos. Let's see what's going on in your crazy week of quarantine so far. Here's an update on some of ours.
Ready, set, go! Connor, go!
So if any parent knows, or when kids start to get upset, they kind of say things like, "Dad, you're wrong. Dad, what are you doing? You can't do any better." So as a father, we have to do things like this. Alright, so during our quarantine time, I've been looking through my daily divas, and one of them was about a person that had diabetes. And that kind of hit close to me because of my brother, Craig, also suffered from type 1 diabetes, or diabetes, however you want to say it. Basically, for Craig's situation, he has to take insulin every day, especially whenever he eats. If he eats carbs and has too many carbs, it starts to slow his blood down, it gets all sludgy if he doesn't take the insulin. So somehow, during his life, the endocrine gland decided to stop producing insulin, or not enough insulin, and that's what breaks down those carbs in your blood and makes it normal. So for Craig, he has to take a shot of insulin every day. If you look at him, he looks normal. No one would ever know he is a type 1 diabetic. He exercises and runs a lot, and wears a wristband so people know that if they find him lying somewhere, he could be passed out due to a sugar-carb situation, not from something else. But it's a scary thing when you look at it. But if you look at us, just like if you're a diabetic, you have issues that you don't know about, we as a human and people do the same thing. We have impurities, we have bad things that happen in our lives, and things like an 8-day quarantine with your family will bring those crazy things out. We have kids screaming, yelling, upset, fighting. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm sure you're experiencing the same. Don't comment that stuff. I want to hear the good things, not the bad. So, we all have these dirty things, these dirty thoughts that enter our minds. You know what it is? It's something that clogs and pollutes our blood. So it's clogging and polluting us as a human, and us from doing God's work and what He wants us to do. We have to stop and look at these things and realize what they are and how we can do different. Is it a bad thought? Is it bad things? Are you sitting alone in your room, on your phone, talking to people you shouldn't be talking to? Looking at things you shouldn't be looking at? Are you using words, vocabulary you shouldn't be using, but you want to look cool? We do things all the time that are bad. And these are things that we need to realize and things in our life that are not helping our walk with God. So that's the reason that God commands us to be pure. He doesn't want us to suffer the consequences of impurity in our spirits. Just like He doesn't want someone that has diabetes to fall into a coma. It's all things that we have to do, we have to realize, and we have to learn to work and to weed that out of our lives. And when you're stuck inside of your house with your family for a week or two or more, those things are going to be brought out. So help to realize what those are and help to make your life a little better. Alright, so let's take a look at what they say in the Bible about this. Connor? First, we'll look at 1 Thessalonians 4:4.
Switch pages.
Switch slides. There we go. All right. That each of you should learn to control your own body in a way that is holy and honorable. All right? So, Katie, verse 2, you ready? That one first. No, put this one behind it. There you go. Just like that. All right, so we're also looking at 1 Thessalonians 4:7. Switch. Yep, next. For God has not called us for the purpose of impurity, but in sanctification. Katie, do you know what sanctification is? Okay, that's okay. You're good. Sanctification is basically the state of proper function. So, for example, the state of this chair is a recliner is sanctification or sanctified when it's open as a recliner. When Katie's jumping on it, trying to jump over my back, it is not its original purpose. So then like an ink pen or a pencil, its proper purpose is to be writing. If it's writing, it is being sanctified, it's being used for its purpose. If it's not, then it's not being used for its purpose. That's what this verse is telling us about God. It's talking us to be sanctification, to be sanctified, to be used for his purpose. So if we're looking at things in our life, things that are holding us back from being used for his purpose, like we're all doing hard times. We're doing things we don't want to do. No one wants to go to the store shopping and have to pick and choose over no toilet paper, no bread, no milk. No one enjoys that. But it's things that we have to do, and we need to look at it and be happy and to use and do it as if we're doing it for God. All right, so we're going to work on a new lesson series that involves this whole COVID-19 coronavirus thing a little bit more. But until then, I'm going to sign up for this week. I'm going to close in prayer. And hopefully this is 5 minutes like John asked me to make. Other than that, I tried. All right, so let's close our heads in prayer. After Connor comes in. Connor, come and pray with us.
And baby, I go check.
We're gonna pray. Connor, we're gonna pray.
Okay.
All right, so dear Father, Lord, thank you that we're able to come here today, even if it's through video chat, God, and to talk about things that are going on in our lives. And things that we may be experiencing and be having trouble dealing with, being trapped in a house with our family and without friends or with very little friends, God. Help us to be able to search and find things in our life. If there is something in me that's impure, something wrong, something needs to be changed, God, help us to be able to change that, remove it. Guide me so that it will not get back into my life, God. Help us to prevent that from regaining its control. And in I pray.